Hi, I'm Dave LoPresti. We're going to talk a little bit now about the BoomBeam light for the Grumman series of airplanes, the AA5, A, B, and some of the Travelers. Now, what you see here is the BoomBeam light. It's a lens reflector assembly with a plug-in lamp in the back. That's what really makes the whole thing work. Now, this is a newer shape. We've gone back and revised the shape of our parabola, fine-tuned it a little bit more, get a little bit more out of it. Every time we go back through it again, we pull up some more output. Now, this plugs into the existing mount on your Grumman. Now, one thing that does come with your kit is, I'm sure every one of you Grumman guys have a brand new one of these things. What is it? It's the little mounting ring that goes underneath the metal bezel on your cowling, and that allows the piece to be aimed a little bit, gives you a little bit more clearance across the back, and isolates a little bit of vibration. Vibration isn't really a big issue on the BoomBeam, but it is nice to be able to aim it, and with this crushable foam piece behind there, you can tweak the thing back and forth a little bit and point the light in the direction you want. Now, if you've noticed, the BoomBeam is a little bit deeper than a regular old light bulb, about 2 inches deeper. Now, to make up for some of that extra depth, because right behind your light is the vertical panel on the baffle plate, we popped in a little extra depth by giving you this little, back up here, this little Baffle Mod. And this goes, you cut the hole in that metal plate behind the light that is going down to seal up the baffles, and across the bottom is that little smiley face of silicone seal. That piece there, you cut a hole out there that matches this, and you pop this piece in place, and that gives us a little more room. And the light, when everything's bolted up, is going to sit in there about like that. That also gives you room to reach up inside here and unplug. The first version of this we had was a little bit smaller, and you didn't have that room. It was a little bit tough to reach in there and unplug the light when you needed to. We also added a little bit of heat blanket on there. A couple of the exhausts get a little bit close back in that area, so we put that little heat blanket piece. Now, we've got the lamp in your nose bowl. We've got that Baffle Mod in place. We give you a special wire. This is a short one. You're going to get a longer one. But it's a special wire. This, again, has also been upgraded recently. Much bigger than the average wire. There's extra shielding on here. New connector. A little 90-degree plug-in into our ballast. But what's really kind of cool is the extra shielding. We've taken the standard wire, the mil-spec wire, and added more shielding on top of that, just to make sure that you don't have any RMI, RFI issues. The power pack, or the ballast. This has also recently been updated. We're skinnier, we're lighter. Again, a little more output. Now this is going to mount back on your firewall, and there are instructions for that back in the manual. Hold on a second. Okay, do you have to drill holes in your firewall to mount the ballast? No. We give you these cool little studs from Clip-On. They're threaded, they're mounted to your firewall. Even comes with this little jig and some structural adhesive. So you line that all up, and we give you a little template to keep everything in alignment. Put the adhesive on there, peel off these little tabs on there, and it sticks right to the firewall. And then you push this thing in, goes click, and it holds it up against the firewall. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later, you can strip all this stuff off, so you just have the stud on there, wherever that is. Getting a little too close there. Sorry, it's sort of like 3D. A little bit too close, and we put the piece on there like that, and we give you the hardware, there's standoffs and nuts and all of that. Now, we have the lamp in the nose bowl, the wire harness running back through the engine, on up to the power pack or ballast. It plugs in like there. It's a nice environmental plug, a little strain relief piece on there, and then we give you a new DC wire. That also plugs in and goes right in place, clicks in, and you get this piece. This ties into, back up here a little bit, this is going into our ballast. This wire is a little long. The one you'll get in your kit will be a little bit shorter than this. But this ties into your ship system. So the wire that used to run on out to your lamp, you feed it into this wire that feeds our ballast. So you don't have to go inside. There's no wires or no switches to change, no circuit breakers to change, none of that stuff. What you'll find is you get a really, really bright light, much bigger runway footprint. You know, the little tiny little flashlight LED lights look bright as hell when you're looking at them, but they aren't all that useful out down on the runway. What's most important isn't the candle power, which is the measure of light right, or the brightness right after light. It is lumens downfield, down where you're going to be landing, where you're going to be looking for that deer standing on the side of the taxiway.
David?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I go into Peachtree for a few minutes, or are you still in there?
Nope, I'm not in there.
Okay, thanks.
So, where was I? We're going to go in and now our beam is much brighter than normal. It's wider beam, the little pencil line light like from those little LED lights look bright as hell when you're looking at them, but if you measure candle power, that's right at the surface of the light, real close to the bulb itself. That doesn't really tell you how useful the light's going to be. What you really want is lumens down on the runway, and a nice big broad footprint. Doesn't do you any good to have the line on the runway all lit up nice and bright, but you can't see the edges, you can't see the deer sitting on the side, or the golf cart that somebody left out in the taxiway. You want that nice big beam, and that's what we've done with our reflectors. We've gone to a better shape parabola to work with the HID light, but we've made sure that the beam stays wider than normal. Not just in width, we've also changed the height. It's a nice circular beam, because you know when you're coming in, you're always going to be pitched, you're always going to be yawed, you're never going to be pointing straight ahead. And that's the boom beam for you. If you have some more questions, drop me a note, David at LoPrestiAviation.com, or you can call us at 772-562-4757. Thanks.